Welcome to our YouTube channel. Here we got is a tmaxx. Right now I'm running a little test on another servo for another project that we got. Just running a 2018 Traxxas. It's technically the reverse servo for this. This has got the original 2055 in it. Yes, I can see my shocks have been moved. These are original shock tower, but now we moved them to here. It's improved quite a bit on the flexibility. These two shocks did not have oil in them. These two both have 30. Those are Intergs, same as the back. Same way, Interg. I mean, it's a dirty truck. It was a nitro, so. But as you can see, the back is a little sloppy still. But we did the same thing. We changed the shocks into that area. We got a homemade motor plate. This motor plate is going. I'm actually having my brother weld me a motor plate because everything online is way too freaking expensive. We're running a Spectrum 2200 milliamp at a 30C, 3S LiPo. We got a 120 amp ESC, and then we got this beautiful small can 3674 brushless 4-pole 2650 kV motor by Gold RC. Puts out an insane amount of power for this setup. Here we're running a Deans to a EC3, and these IC3s here have this special connector in the middle, and that, if you have the Spectrum remote or an Spectrum ESC, allowed you to monitor the voltage, power, usage, how much it's pulling out, how much it's putting in. Right now we only have 2-speed in here. I've been having problems with the 1-speed conversion. You actually have to take this shaft, so that way you can use like this upgraded spur, because they just don't sell the old school spurs anymore, not at metal at least. And the gear inside has to be converted to the new gear on the 1-speed conversion, so that way this gear comes out, which is the 2-speed, that turns into a 1-speed. I do have the forward only in it right now. As you can see, it still is a monster truck, so it's still gonna go forward and reverse no matter which way you try to go. I love how people say, oh, it's forward only. Well, it's a freaking four-wheel drive monster truck. They're always going to go, and they're always going to be crazy. Alright, so here's a quick little glimpse of how she sounds. Right now we'll just have the CSC in here. But, we'll pop that one out in a second, but you can get a little glimpse. Right now, the pole is reversed because the motor is actually getting moved to this side of the spur. So as you can see, it's going the opposite direction. Oh. So this is sometimes what happens to it. Yeah. Okay. Reverse. It's got good sound. It friggin' makes this thing move. But as you can see, the school RC is cooled by a nice little fan. That thing is just cooking. I would have to say the gyro is pretty sweet though. I'll turn it all the way up. It's 6-channel here. You just turn it all the way up. Watch the servo. And as you move as the truck moves, I don't know if it's gonna make the servo do it as much. Yeah, it's not doing it right now. This one's it's just a weaker servo for a smaller project, just trying to see if it'll power it. The 2055s will move these tires enough, but I'm probably gonna go to a metal servo just so I can have more power with these freaking meaty ass tires. But these, with the 2055, you get a decent amount of difference with the gyro versus no gyro. I mean, you go from being able to turn like a typical monster truck to being able to turn like a buggy. It makes a huge difference in power. Here we got our second crawler. I told you before I was trying to see if I could power that servo. Well, it's for this thing. This is a Walmart truck. It's a crawler. Comes with a nice decent body. Pretty sturdy. I mean, I did crack it a little bit there, just to reinforce with some heavy duty duct tape. Now some real shit shocks from the factory. Almost useless. So I bought these 110s. And as you can see, they're real short right now. I use no spring. No spring, just 22.5 shock oil. As you see, there's almost no power to it. Okay? But as you can see in the back, it's the same thing, same setup. Now, when you start playing with this, you'll start realizing there's quite a bit of movement here. I mean, you're talking, that's quite an amount of movement. It's not crazy. I mean, you can go with bigger shocks, but when you're talking this big, you're going onto a really good. Alright, so I'm back here. I'll just have to do a little moving. Turn the truck off. It's quite a noisy thing. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of play in these 4-link suspension. I mean, that's a good, decent amount of height that you're getting. So if the truck's all the way up, the remote, it's almost a full hand underneath in the middle of the truck at full height, and that's with at full droop of your axles. 99% of the time, the truck sits about 5 or 6 inches lower, at least, than it normally would have originally from the factory. So the normal height of the truck is probably in the vicinity of 4 inches, maybe. Now you're talking like almost 6 inches of suspension droop. I can post a picture later that shows a little bit more of that, but under the cover, 2 screws underneath. You get a WL toil signature card here, and damn light. It does read out to be a real WL Toys 104310. It comes up as a rebodied buggy. If you notice on their boards, these are the 2 motor slots, servo. So what they normally do is just remove this. On that other board, it does not even have this kind of connector. It's a completely different style connector. So other than the board, you can buy exact matching parts. Like the axles are the exact same, the tires are the same except they're silver. There's really not too much that's different on the 2. The only difference I've improved on is for the steering. We were having problems with it slipping every time we would go up a rock, even with these crap tires. I mean, I've gotten them down to where they're a lot more playable than they used to be. I mean, you see these monster truck tires, and they're way softer than that. So we had the other one, and the link bar kept slipping. Like you can see, these hubs are just fucking hollowed out. They're just horrible. But inside, if you notice, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera or not, but let's see if we can get it to. So you can see the link balls inside. Well, there's actually 4 slots in there, and the original slots 99% of the time get walled out, so that's why your tire is like all over the place. But as you can see, it's much tighter now. The back ones don't do that because they're solid mounted, but these ones wallow out. It's possible to buy this entire complete axle assembly with the motor, servo, and everything $30 online. I've seen them. But they also sell an entire aluminum setup for this. This link bar, and this link bar are all aluminum. It's actually for an SAX-10, but they use the same kind of style hub. And a lot of people complain out there that a lot of those crawlers are crap because they don't have the center pumpkin. Well, here you go. Here's a center pumpkin. I understand this rear pumpkin is off to the side. I get it. But I'm going to say it's pretty much in the middle because the motor's right here. So it's got to be pretty damn close. But for style and design, this is a pretty good cage to start with. You can pretty much modify whatever you want on this. Comes with these 2 bucket lights in the front, which do have the connectors already built in. The top as well has 4 lights. Take off a couple screws, take it out. You can actually put lights in there. They have actual brackets inside. The actual version of this has these lights with it in and attached. But it is also $100 versus $50. Same body and everything. If you have any more questions about any of these kinds of RCs or any tips or anything, send me a shout. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.